This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 190. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
All right. Well, you know the drill. We've hit 10 episodes, excuse me, which means we watch a Marvel film.
Not just any Marvel film.
We're watching Thor The Dark World this time. We're going in order. We've been doing this since episode 110.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're on Thor The Dark World. So if you have the DVD, go grab it. If you want to enhance your listening experience, go grab the DVD, plug it in to the main menu, which is where we're at right now.
Make sure to select English, or whichever one you prefer.
All right. If everybody's ready, if everybody's set, then let's hit play right. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, was I supposed to go on 1 or 3?
Or 3. Oh, wait.
No,
we're going. We're good.
If you went on 3, that would have been really early.
Okay, 1. Dun, dun, dun. I love the music and kind of like the opening stuff. It feels so like it pumps you up.
It's triumphant.
It is.
It's superhero-y.
So before we actually start, while it's rolling,
yeah.
Expectations.
Low.
Yes, expectations are low.
We've all seen this movie before.
Now, admittedly,
it's been some time.
It's been a while
since
I've seen this.
But we are now used to the new personality Thor, and this one is the more serious Thor.
That's true. That's true. There's no Natalie Portman anymore.
What?
There's no Kat.
I'm turning this off right now.
There's no Kat Dennings anymore. She's not in it. Yeah, I just remember not. I like this movie okay in the fact that it was a superhero film.
Yeah.
But it's one of those that as soon as you leave the theater, you're like, did I like that?
Take it or leave it.
Like, I think I only saw this in the theater once. Well, no, maybe twice. Because I was working in the theater at the time, so I was able to see it for free. Saw a screening, then I saw it again for free.
Thor's characters, villains, and even they're unique and they're set in their own world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And see, that's the thing. That's why I think it's weird that a lot of people don't like these all that much, is because of the films. These are very fantasy based. You know, like this sequence here, it's very Lord of the Rings-ish.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But for some reason, they just haven't been connecting with people.
Is it too much for them to handle the different world as well as a...
I don't think it's that. I think it suffers from...
fantasy?
Man. Maybe a weak... I don't know, maybe weak storylines or whatever it may be.
Characters that they don't really know? Or... Well, no, they introduce new villains.
Yeah, and... as far as that goes, look at... we've said it before, look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knew those characters. Mm-hmm. But it's huge. I don't know, I think maybe these movies just feel a little shallow.
Okay.
Yeah.
No depth to them?
Yeah. So, really quick, The plot of this movie, when Dr. Jane Foster gets cursed with a powerful entity known as the Ether, Thor is heralded of the cosmic event known as the Convergence and the genocidal Dark Elves. To put it in a nutshell.
They do a pretty good job of like setting up this story pretty relatively quickly. You know what I mean? Pacing is pretty decent.
And there's Bor, Thor's grandfather.
And then his great-grandfather, Mor, who always says, shut the door, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the only thing that these first two Thor movies fail on is the comedy factor. Because Guardians of the Galaxy, the reason why people like it is because Chris Pratt, and he's charming and funny and
personality.
Yes,
yeah.
Star-Lord has always been that sarcastic, funny guy, and they just barely changed Thor's personality.
Well, perhaps we're just seeing the full evolution of him. You know, he's had to take on this persona, and like he's been thrust into like a high position relatively quick. You know, he's like he didn't have a care in the world with his friends, hanging out, doing whatever he wanted to. You know, and then he's just like, hey, now you have to take over. Now you have to be a leader. And he's like, oh crap, those are some big shoes to fill. Because he's not just like over one realm.
I really like that throne too. That's pretty cool.
Looks like the crossguard of a sword.
Yeah, it does. Probably on purpose.
Now, how did he lose his eye?
I know it was in battle. I don't remember exactly how he lost it.
That's so jacked up to keep bringing that up to him.
Yeah.
He's an adult, and they're still like, you have nothing.
Well, that's where you see kind of the flaws in Odin, you know.
Yeah.
What Loki, you know, what he's always talking about. That Odin, you know, he's not perfect. He wasn't as great as everybody thinks.
He's kind of, I don't know, head first. He'd kind of rush in. You know, he likes to, like, you like to think that he's methodical and thinks about his things, but not always.
It's funny, when Anthony Hopkins first did the first Thor, he put on all that outfit and, you know, he looked at himself and mentioned to Chris Hemsworth. He's like, well, there's not a whole lot of acting that has to go into this, is there? It's like, it's just so, you know.
New technology mixed with old technology, right? Like, you could have shown up a little while ago, dude.
He's got to make that dramatic entrance.
I miss his short hair.
Yeah, so much of this universe has changed now. Like after Ragnarok and with Infinity War, I mean...
Yeah.
He's dead. He's dead. Spoilers, sorry.
How do you know? You're seeing into the future.
Haven't seen Lady Sif in quite some time. Since this film, actually.
I'm sure you can assume that she's dead.
That's what people are wondering.
What people? Are you wondering? Who's wondering? 3, 5, 4, 5.
Okay. So, oh, by the way, that's the same being as, you know.
The Thing?
No, in Ragnarok. What's his name?
Hello. That dude.
Yeah, what the heck is his name? Korg?
Yeah.
Yeah, Korg. It's the same species.
Oh.
So here's how Odin lost his eye. As ruler and protector of the Asgardian people, Odin has been involved in a number of crises that have threatened Asgard and, on occasion, Earth. Notable examples included stopping Loki, the storm giant Skag, and Surtur, with the aid of Thor and Balder, defeating the Absorbing Man after he absorbed almost all of Asgard, banishing the monster...
Man?
Yeah. Banishing the monster Mangog, sacrificing his right eye to Mimir for the wisdom to stop Ragnarok.
There you have it.
Well, he died before Ragnarok in this universe.
Well, Ragnarok happens... Well, at least...
Oh, I guess it does repeat.
It repeats itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, which Ragnarok are we talking about? That's like when you bring in, like, the big guns, you know, to settle a dispute. You just bring down Thor, like, hey, handle this. Asgard. It's not changed super much.
Mm-mm.
You think they'd kind of, like, evolve with the time, but it seems kind of, like, timeless.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's one of his crows.
The crow pecks his other eye out.
Odin actually has 2 crows.
One for each shoulder.
Yeah. A bunch of Odin's characteristics and stuff, like, I don't say the real Odin, but, you know, like, people actually believed in him.
Yeah.
Pulled a lot of his characteristics into Santa Claus.
Really?
When Santa was created, yeah.
They just changed the crows to reindeer.
Well, the crows basically told him who was good and who was evil. Like, they would spy on people.
Yeah.
And so naughty and nice and that sort of thing. And then Odin has the big old beard and, you know.
I'm seeing some connections, some parallels between the two.
You know, I can see why Chris Hemsworth said that he wanted Thor to be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, he's a boring character.
At least he doesn't have, you know, bleached eyebrows.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Yeah, like the first one.
It's like any opportunity to take off my shirt.
If I looked like that, I would do it too.
There was an interview with Kenneth Branagh, who's directed the first one, and there was a scene, that shirtless scene, the first one that came up, and he thought it'd be a little awkward going up to talk to him, like, maybe for this scene, you're going to take your shirt off. And apparently Chris Hemsworth was like, yes, I'll do it. I worked 9 months for this.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to take my shirt off. What, are you kidding?
Walks into, like, every scene, just taking his shirt off. Well, their diets and stuff are crazy and stupidly strict.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. It's like, I ate nothing but chicken and broccoli for, like, a year.
I would do that if I wasn't so lazy.
I'd do that if they're paying me millions of dollars.
Yep.
have the time to like work out and just rehearse lines.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you can look like that when your job is to look like that, you know? And you have personal trainers and
dietitians and oh man.
But then you hear like interviews with them afterwards and they'll ask, do you still look like that? They're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
We need a World War G dietitian and like a trainer and stuff.
No, we don't.
Accepting applications.
In podcast shape.
Round.
I would say we are in podcast shape. We're good.
Wah, wah, wah. You're like, you have a face for television. No.
Yeah, we have
for radio.
We have a physique for podcasts. Yeah.
It's funny that he's in this movie for just a few seconds.
Mm-hmm. Chris Dowd.
Mm-hmm.
He's in another world.
He's an illegal alien.
So this movie is actually sitting at 66% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
77% audience score.
So a D plus and a C plus.
This came out in theaters November 8th, 2013. The box office, $206 million. Which isn't that about what Solo has made?
Yeah.
Give or take. But everybody's always saying that Solo was such a failure and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
This one made just about as much.
She's not a very good comic relief.
No. Needs to be a guy with a weird voice.
Yes. That's what I want in my comic reliefs.
No, Kat Dennings is very one note.
Mm-hmm. She plays the same character.
Yeah, you just saw that note. That is what she does.
Mm-hmm. In everything.
In
her
everything.
television shows. Broke Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, he's a good comic relief.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
She's lost a lot of weight. Because she's kind of bigger in Two Broke Girls.
That's true.
Just in her face.
Well, plus Kat Dennings has always been a full-figured gal. Say that.
Mm-hmm. And Eric's going crazy because of the Tesseract, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to grab a naked person.
It's the quote of the show so far.
Yeah. What?
That's exactly how we treat our interns at work.
Really? Just do this.
Mm-hmm.
Do that.
And we call them the interns.
Hey, intern. Like, I have a name. No, you don't, intern. Shh. Less talking, more walking.
Yeah, you didn't have to have that dumb cell phone scene.
Did you see the Stonehenge storage containers?
Sure did.
Did you see those birds?
Yes, I did.
So many Easter eggs, guys.
Street kids.
They start, like, snapping, busting the song. It's like Rent.
Pull out their switchblades.
It's the girl that's got, like, a switchblade, not the little other boys.
Not gonna lie, this would be sweet, though. Lifting up a car with just a couple fingers.
Remember, that was a big scene in the preview of this film.
Like, what is going on here? Nobody can describe it.
See, we're doing crazy things in this film.
I'm like, oh, that's a selling point. Not gonna lie, I think I'd probably jump in there just to see.
He started to fall really, really fast.
Guys!
Make it stop!
Then they have to, like, throw a rope across the way, until you can finally grab onto it. Come back.
I like this part. And the intern throws the keys.
That means she's back. Thor's getting hit, like, with all these bricks and stuff, and I don't know where they're coming from. Idiot. When was the last time you saw this movie?
Oh, let's
When
see.
it came out?
In theaters?
Yeah.
And you still remembered, like, the whole key scene?
Oh, yeah, I have a photographic memory. You didn't know that?
No. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
She wants it to be like one of those ghost scenes.
It's the Poltergeist. What's her name? Caroline?
No. It's Keira Knightley.
That's not Keira Knightley.
That's Natalie Portman.
No.
What are you guys talking about?
Tomato.
But yes, the little girl's name in Poltergeist was Caroline. Who died when she was 12, by the way.
No way, really?
Yep.
Because of the Poltergeist?
No, not because of the Poltergeist.
Unnatural causes.
She was diagnosed improperly by some medical condition. They thought it was something else, ended up being something more serious, and then she died.
Jeez.
And then her sister in the film was strangled to death by her boyfriend when she was 22. So she's also dead.
What?
Yeah.
How many other cast members of that movie are dead?
Well,
I know
the
those.
director hung himself. I know that.
I know those two for sure. I don't know if
We're gonna look into this and get back to you guys.
because
Right?
that film is said to be cursed.
Well, and they used
Poltergeist.
actual human skeletons in the pool scene.
That's why it's said to be cursed. because they use an actual, But I don't believe in any of that nonsense. I think it was just bad luck.
See, that's why we're doing something for a Halloween episode, Troy. Like, to get you to believe in ghosts.
That's never going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. I will never believe in ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Oh man, the dark elf is awake.
What makes him a
touched
dark
the
elf?
ether. He's evil.
So there's such a thing as a light elf?
Mm-hmm. They're called high elves because
You're
they're
like,
also
no,
high.
they're called Santa's helpers. They're high.
Legolas. He's a good elf.
He's a good little elf.
Oh, who's a good little elf? Go sit over there on the shelf.
Strange and creepy happenings beset an average count. No, wait, that's the plot of Poltergeist. I was trying to find the quote.
I'm like, what?
Oh, he's dead too. Speaking of people that are... I mean, the character, not the actor.
Oh, jeez. It's like, what the heck? Troy's the bearer of bad news today, apparently.
Production...
But I'm one of those few that can sense it and see it. Because you are weak. Or I'm blindsided because I only see my woman.
What? Heimdall can't see her? But he sees everything.
Because she's in the weird red.
Oh.
The Aether.
It's like Carrie.
It's like that scene in Harry Potter where that one girl touches the cursed necklace.
Oh,
It's like some other scene in a movie that was similar.
Yeah, come on, make a reference here, Troy.
Gosh, what an idiot.
Ugh. I thought he'd seen a couple movies. Apparently not.
So here's the crap that happened on Poltergeist. Dominic Dunn suffered an early violent death. That was her sister I talked about. Heather O'Rourke, the film's Carol Ann, died of an unexpected illness. Julian Beck's long battle with cancer ended in death, which usually does. Mm-hmm. Richard Lawson's near-death experience lends credence to the curse. Lou Perryman was murdered in a random attack. Oliver Robbins was attacked by a clown on set. Mm-hmm. Will Sampson performed an exorcism on set. Jo Beth Williams reported strange events in her home. Yeah.
Yeesh. How about messing with a Ouija board? Would you ever do that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because it's a board game.
What?
It's
Really?
not some portal to hell or something.
Cemetery.
We're going to have to come up with some pranks to make Troy believe that ghosts exist.
Yes. And then we'll make like YouTube
Ghosts
videos.
scientifically don't make any sense. We've talked about this before. It makes no sense. Why are they wearing clothes? Do the clothes have spirits?
Yes.
And why are there only ghosts from a certain point? How come we don't see any ghosts from like the 80s or 70s? Why is it always like Civil War ghosts?
Because it's ones with unfinished business.
Are there nobody in the 70s and 80s that have unfinished business?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh.
None. Jeez.
They just lived a coked up life and then died. And they were fine.
I'm just trying to picture a modern ghost being like, hey, what's the Wi-Fi password?
See, exactly. There are no modern ghosts.
You're like, you don't exist. Ah.
And if Ouija boards are cursed, why did they make millions of them and mass produce them?
To curse the world.
Ouija boards
It's
aren't
the Illuminati.
cursed.
We know it's the Illuminati. Triangle, the little shape that they're using. Yeah.
The planchette.
Uh-huh.
The reason the planchette moves is because even though you think you're not moving it, you are. Because there are tiny little muscles in your fingers. That's why you can hold something heavy with a string and move it back and forth without moving your hand. It's the same principle.
What?
Yeah.
That's ghosts. That's not science. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget UK police officers
she has
don't have
traveled
guns.
with him before, right? What are you doing?
She's never been
No,
to
she's never been
Mm-mm.
traveled with him.
No, she's never been to Asgard.
She's about to go to Town though. You want to try some Asgard stuff later on tonight? Come on, Jane. Oh.
Sounds like a deodorizing thing. Wonder if Heimdall ever gets hit with something.
I don't think so, because you can see it coming.
But she certainly won't. No? Oh.
Certainly won't.
Certainly. Chardonnay. What?
Svartalfam.
Svartalfam. Oh, yeah. Don't you know? Whoa, watch your language. You think they had to come up with their, like, a full language or just make up some words?
I'm sure the writers just came up with those particular lines. I don't think it's like Elvish or anything where they came up with the whole language.
Right?
I can also see why Natalie Portman didn't want to come back after this. She isn't really regulated to much in these films.
Yeah.
She pretty much plays the damsel in distress.
Well, then why
Except
are you
for on the
sitting
table.
Well, you're kind of an ass. Oh, man.
Except he just got done lecturing Loki about how, them and humans are the same. They're born, they die, we're not gods, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's like, oh, she's a goat.
Make up your mind there. They're not fairy tales. And those are some dark children's stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think you could have told them something a little nicer?
It's the big book of exposition.
Is the book glowing, or is there a light shining on the book?
The book's glowing.
It's also moving. It'd be better if it was one of those pop-up books. He like changes the page. What?
And this is a dark elf. Pops up.
That'd be terrifying. That'd only add to the crazy stories that Mother used to tell Thor.
I have to admit, not much has happened so far.
Right? And I find it kind of interesting how they've got all this cool new technology, and yet they still use old weapons as well. Where you've got like Wakanda, and they've embraced like technology, you know, and they're way advanced. Like, oh, all this other stuff is primitive.
Well, you know, you're out in space, traveling around, you're going to pick up some new things. At least not like Harry Potter, to where they have electricity, yet they still use candles in the castle.
That's very
That
true.
doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Or writing with pens and
Quills.
quills and inkwells.
Yeah. And using owls, right?
Yeah. It's like, email exists in that world.
Although, okay, would that be
Dumbledore69 at gmail.com.
You're like, oh, hey, I've been accepted to Hogwarts. Although, at this point, I would accept an email.
How big was email in the late 80s?
That's true. Well, no, because, wait.
The Battle of Hogwarts was in 94.
98.
Are you sure?
Yes. Battle of Hogwarts was in 98. Harry got his letter in 1991. So yeah, that's true. But when does the films take place?
Same.
Is it the same time period? Okay.
Like candles, they had electricity.
That's true. They still had electricity in
but you know how
early
much
90s.
They could use magic to do it, but do you really want to wire an entire castle with electricity?
It wouldn't take that long.
Just with the wand. With the wand around.
But they would have to undo all of the magical wards and spells that are protecting the castle, install electricity, and then redo all of those. That's just a lot of work.
I
would like to see like the electrician that gets called into Hogwarts.
Yeah.
It's just going to be Ron's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for this. Well, just like mumbles to himself as he's doing all his electrical work.
There's like ghosts flying through as he's trying to fix stuff.
Yeah,
what kind of place is this?
You don't exist. Nearly headless Nick. Telling him how he should actually do it. Giving him advice and pointers. So thanks a lot, Mother. You couldn't even show up.
I wonder what kind of crap he did with that power when he was a teenager. Like, I can only imagine.
Right?
Kind of stuff he was coming up with.
I prefer not to imagine.
There's like 3 or 4 of me.
Like that scene in Ragnarok where Thor's talking about Loki. He's like, he turned into a snake and he knows that I love snakes. I picked him up and he turned back into himself and was like, nah, it's me. And then he stabbed me.
Let's not lose our connection. She's like, but I've already moved on. I've been on dates.
Thor goes on a monologue about how he doesn't like sand and that it's coarse and rough.
Gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
Oh, snap. You go, girlfriend. My mother. She's more nervous about meeting the mother than the father.
Yeah. Well, I think it might be that she has a bit more respect for the mother than the father. I don't know.
No, I think women are just more nervous about meeting guy's mom, and guys are more nervous about meeting a girl's dad.
Because he's like, oh, you want somebody that's like your mother. That'd be pretty dang gnarly.
He's turned into Super Shredder.
Right?
The ooze. He must have drank all of it.
Kind of looks like a boar. He's assembling an army from prison. Jerk.
Mm.
It's like, I'll remember that.
Oh my god. Hammond pulled you off.
I bet these guys were like, man, it's so cool. We're in these films. You know, we're going to be in this trilogy. And then they get the script for the third one. They're like, oh, I have one quick scene and then I die. Great.
Sometimes it makes me wonder why he doesn't like bust out like the really good moves where he electrifies everybody. You know, he's just like, I'd rather just like punch people for a little bit.
Well, he's got his buddies around him too.
That's the other woman. Yeah, that's what's kept him alive. Yeah. Please. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Yeah, that's probably the fastest way of travel.
Well, that's not a very awesome ship if that's what brings it down.
Right?
Just a couple knives.
Like, oh man. I did not see that coming.
I'm going to need a bigger knife.
Those are actually kind of cool looking ships, though. Like, this world was perfectly designed for us.
I forgot they had space guns in Asgard.
A lot of people do, and it's not until they invade, you know?
This is getting really close to Star Wars Prequels land here. Just saying.
Huh.
And with Natalie Portman also being in this,
Ugh.
it's a little, yeah.
It hits too close to home.
Yeah. This is very Battle of Naboo right here.
It's like trying to bust out the big guns. With our powers combined. You think that show would go up a lot quicker?
Or you think the guy driving that ship would go
Up and over?
Up and over.
Pink. Dang. Yeah, they're all goners.
I was going to make a 9/11 joke right there, but I held back. Because I'm classy like that.
Now they just wait.
It's like a Trojan horse.
Like, if we don't move...
Trojan elf.
A Trojan elf. New line of...
Condoms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too can be like a dark elf. Stealthy. It's like, only for his pleasure, not for hers. Like, that's maniacal. That's evil.
Misogynist condoms.
Brother. Oh, man. Not to be confused with Malachi. Oh, man.
You didn't think Odin would marry a ninny, did you?
Why'd she stop? She just killed him. Or I will take it back. It's like, I ain't no Indian giver.
And they're like, that's where Loki learned his magic from.
Now you'll have one eye too. No. See, I think I would have like flown with it and flown after him. He's like, you've disappointed me, son. You let your mother die.
That would be a very Odin thing to say.
Right? If you would have been there quicker. Is it bad that I feel lucky for her? That she's dead? Not watching this movie? Now that's Harry Potter right there.
I didn't know he was in this movie.
Dumbledore. I get it when they burn them, but I mean, Shelby doesn't miss.
What show was it where they did that and somebody missed? Was it Game of Thrones?
And it wasn't until like the second or third shot or something. Yeah.
Like one of the only Game of Thrones episodes I've seen.
Guys, speaking of Game of Thrones, this weekend I've gotten Emily to watch 3 episodes of it.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
She likes it?
I wouldn't say that, but I made her commit to 5 episodes to try and get her hooked.
Even with the nudity and stuff?
Yeah.
You have to cover her eyes for those scenes.
No. I have to cover my eyes for those scenes.
You don't want to see Peter Dinklage's stuff?
His Peter Dinklage? Those just like paper lanterns? The ones that float?
Yes. They're all making wishes.
They're like, oh yeah, we have to go back to Earth now.
This is like the third explanation that they've done of this, right?
Yeah.
Like, just in case you didn't catch it or understand it the first couple of times. So wait, no, look, because Odin explained it in the beginning, right?
Right.
And then Thor explained it
Thor
again.
explained it. Yep.
You know, with the hand thing. And now he's doing it? Good old Stan Lee. Although it's kind of sad because that's actually a place that I could see him at. Oh.
Some old folks' crazy home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That, like, you do an old folks' crazy home for the rich and famous. All these people reliving there, you know, all these movies.
I think that's just called Hollywood. Ha 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 ha.
Huh.
Ha ha ha.
Hey, we need some young blood in there in Hollywood. Some new, fresh faces. We address everybody by their first and last name. Foster of the Jane.
Is that Zachary Levi?
It is Zachary Levi.
What?
What other movies has he done?
He plays Chuck in Chuck, and he plays Flynn Rider in Tangled.
And he's about to play Shazam in Shazam.
I had no idea that was him.
Yeah.
That's
Chuck
crazy.
and Chuck.
He only takes roles where, you know, the movie is his character's name.
Yes.
I will destroy Jane.
And it is.
Because I'm upset. And we will fall. Yeah? All you gonna do? Yeah.
Ha ha.
I've seen the concert twice. Pretty good.
Oh.
You're supposed to.
Now we're back to this.
Well, that's why he's not answering back. I'm calling him back. He's not working at the Bifrost today, you know. He gets a break.
So, on IMDB, you know, you can leave reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And these are a bunch of titles of reviews that people have left. I'll read the whole review, just the title. Even more shallow than the first. completely on autopilot. It's all talking about this film.
Yeah.
The worst film of the year. Loud, obnoxious, and all over the place. It's time that comic book fans started to demand more from these films before this entire genre evaporates into a disposable, commercialized heap like it does here. This movie's absolute garbage. This film did not seem to do it for me. My God, this is a terrible movie.
Oh,
it's a different world.
Pretty funny.
Yep,
Pretty
they
funny.
got the dark part right. What did I just watch? A sequel just for the sake of a sequel. An unfocused mess. Once again, a sequel comes up short. Poor writing and characters. Bland hammer. Pure enjoyment. There's somebody that liked it. First was okay. This one was meh. A good entry into Marvel Universe. And it just goes on and on like that.
Thor, A Dull World. Yeah, I'm not super entertained by it right now.
Too much talking. More fighting.
Not enough laughing.
I love to laugh at movies. That's how I really am. I'm so distraught that my mother has died. Okay, why does he even care? He's the one that told him how to get out of here, right?
No. Well, to
Right.
leave the dungeon, maybe.
Yeah. But he didn't want this to happen. What did he think was going to happen when that crazy beast escaped?
The Crocodile Dundee 2 of superhero films.
Yeah. It's like Ghostbusters too. You so much as look at me wrong and I will kill you.
Don't worry, Thor. He won't be around much longer.
What we need is help. Oh man.
Now I think we're starting to pick up a little bit.
Right?
Now that we're over an hour into this thing.
Hey, what the? Man, I would get in so much trouble with that, like, with those powers.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't me. It was Captain America. If you make Captain America rob a bank, that'd be so much fun.
Troy would just use it for voice acting.
Yeah. I might.
Here's my impersonation of Bill Murray, and then you turn into Bill Murray and you have his exact voice.
I'd be an amazing voice actor if I had those powers.
But I am. Like, the two women finally team up together. He's like, who do I choose? Cheeky little wench. Dun dun dun. Doesn't even phase her. No, Sif. Not to be confused with syphilis.
You never know.
He's like
They've been alive for a long time.
all
Probably.
of his Thor's friends are like, you know, Hep and Sif and
Gone. There's a Gone. Herp.
right. Come on, Herp, let's go. Loke. That kind of sounds like a disease. Got the Loki.
I got the Loke.
Push button, me Thor, me smash. Ah. And then he pushes them all off. Till they stab him. Right?
No, he doesn't get stabbed till the next one.
Oh, man. Da-da-da.
Well, technically, he uses the hammer to fly.
Right?
He doesn't
For
actually
now.
fly himself. Yeah, for now, yeah.
She's like, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a second.
This role must have really sucked for her.
Right?
She's
Yeah,
constantly...
Spending most of her time sleeping.
Yeah, constantly fainting.
I think I would take that role because you know how much money she probably made doing it?
Yeah. But I think...
Are we able to look that up to see how much she made for that role?
Probably.
But you think what?
But I think Natalie Portman's the kind of person that...
Cares more about the role than the money.
Yeah.
Especially now that
Not
she's
me.
vegan.
Now she's vegan.
I would take just about any role. I saw this one actually.
Dark World.
You know how they have those different videos on like Snapchat that you can occasionally watch. Well,
Yeah.
there's this one where it's like, what would you do? They had two people bidding. What's the lowest price that they would accept to do some sort of like horrible thing?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was lick a dude's armpit, and they started the bidding at like $500. It went down to $60. So he licked the guy's armpit for $60.
I would do it.
Really?
Look, someone's armpit for $60? You kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. That's disgusting. It would take a lot more than that.
It's just an armpit.
I would do it.
Of course, I'd probably do it for like
15.
no less than probably no less than
And a Happy
100.
Meal.
No less than 100.
$100.
Yeah. But, I
What
mean,
if,
it's
they
just
what if they hadn't like showered?
Yeah, it's all. I mean, you can wash your tongue.
yeah.
I would do it for $40.
Wow. There was this other one though where it was just like you have to stand inside of they shaved skunks and then they put all the hair inside of it and like it smelled skunky and they had to stand inside this I don't know, like box and it just like circulated around like a fan. And I think that was like 300 or $290.
So that'd be fine with me. I don't mind the smell of skunk.
Yeah, I actually kind of enjoy it. There's one other one. Oh, Shave an Eyebrow. That one I think was like for $100 or I can't remember what it was. I'm like, that one's not so bad.
No, that'll just grow back.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. See, a lot of this stuff, it's just a couple seconds of unpleasantness and then you're fine. Then you have the cash and you're good.
Yeah. Much like prostitution.
Couple seconds of unpleasantness and
you get the cash.
And you're good. Yeah. I'm not seeing how much she made. I can't find it.
Although, what's the difference between a coke dealer and a prostitute?
Have you said this before? I think you might.
It's a horrible joke. Never mind. I'm going to stop.
All right.
Don't worry, Colton. I'll tell you after. These are like the worst ships ever. Like a little stupid little boat.
Well, I see what they're doing. They're like trying to combine like futuristic fantasy, basically what this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with the wings on the side?
Yeah.
That's the fantasy part.
That's the futuristic part.
Oh.
The boat is the fantasy part. The wings and flying, that's the futuristic part. But it does say that Natalie Portman's net worth is about $54 million.
$54 million?
That's actually lower than I thought it'd be. Like being in the Star Wars films and stuff like that.
Okay, so she was in a couple of Star Wars movies, yeah.
Well, she's been acting since she was 12.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, I would have probably gone closer to about 100.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Maybe she didn't make that much. Like, doing Star Wars. Or that was probably half of her money. $25 million? I can see that.
Well, I mean, according to this, at least, Chris Hemsworth's net worth is only $70 million.
Really?
Yeah, just surprising. Maybe more now after Infinity War.
Yeah, just maybe. I do like doing that sometimes. I'll like look up different celebrities to see what their net worth is. Just to see if I can guess it. See, I'm much better at guessing Rotten Tomato scores than I am at guessing their net worth. Oh. He's like, now I'm perfectly fine.
See, it's funny because she's kind of a nerd too, so. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Indeed.
What are the chances?
Pretty good, because I'm pretty sure the script called for that.
Oh.
Yeah. The birds were just following the script.
See, kids, don't do drugs. She's finally awake.
Seriously, I wonder how many times the director had to say, "Okay, Natalie, you're going to be asleep in this scene."
Oh. I like how they're trying to be all stealthy to get into here, kind of low key, if you will.
Wow.
Come on.
Nope.
Makes sense that he's the trickster god.
This is really reminiscent of Lord of the Rings.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Which is ironic, because he was in Lord of the Rings.
Natalie Portman, she's playing the role of Gollum.
The Hobbit. He's in The Hobbit. Everyone, sorry.
One of those movies.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Sam. Let's go, Frodo. All right. One hammer to rule them all, and in the darkness.
Oh, that Loki.
They're doing this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't know because she was asleep during the plan. Like, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to... Oh, geez. I'm going to have to chop off your arm. Really sell it. I'd forgotten that Thor got his hand chopped off. Well,
Kinda. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This movie is boring.
I forgot how boring it was.
Like I'm sitting here.
Trying not to fall asleep.
No, I'm trying to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult.
Don't worry, it's just a couple of minutes of uncomfortableness, and then you got the money. I think they just wanted to include her into this movie. Here, you can be the person that has this.
And so, okay, Natalie, now you have fainted again, so you'd be asleep. Can I wake up again? That's like all that her character does in this.
I think she said all of 10 lines?
Hasn't been given much to do. It's just always fainting and waking up. And
I'd be worried of those shards, cutting somebody and, flying towards you.
Alright, well, you can take some comfort in the fact that after this we'll have watched 2 of the quote-unquote worst ones.
Okay.
In Iron Man 3 and Thor 2.
We've survived.
Yeah.
You need a t-shirt after this.
So after this, these will be a lot more enjoyable.
like, goodbye, brother. Oh, wait. Not today, brother. Oh, man. That's got to be a crazy big suit to have to, like, deal with.
Let's see. Oh, see? After this one, it's good from here.
Okay.
What's the next
Well, let's
one?
give us some hope.
So after this one, we got Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yes, which is in your top
which is
5, right?
Great, yes. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy,
Okay.
Age of Ultron. Which,
Yes. Okay.
Then Ant-Man, Civil War, Doctor Strange. Yeah.
It's looking uphill, guys.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Homecoming, Ragnarok, Black Panther, so on, so on, so on. So it's really just these last two that we've watched that are a little...
A little lackluster.
But here's the thing, though. With Iron Man 3, when I watched it again, I'm like, okay, it has its moments,
Yeah.
you know?
This is yet to have that moment.
Yeah, this one, not so much. Oh no, Loki died.
How many times is that going to happen?
Right?
Someone get help.
Breaks in on himself.
So you notice every time they've used that, it happens like really quickly. But with him, you gotta stretch it out.
Did
With
you hear his
death.
eyeballs pop out of his head?
No, I didn't.
Like they literally made a sound.
That's gross.
He's like, Natalie, she gets to act now. Which death of Loki's has been your favorite?
Yeah.
I did it for Mother. Not for Father. And not for you. For Mother. Can you see the anguish in his face? He's truly sad. She's like, now don't say a word. Just look sad.
We're still not done. They still got to go back to Earth and do all
Troy
that
has
nonsense.
the same expression that Thor had on his face. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you. The threat has been contained here, just not on Earth. Wait, explain the convergence to me one more time. That's what will help this movie. Oh. She's like, what? Oh, man. This is where it's all been going.
What are the chances, though?
Right? That it'd be that exact place.
Why are there so many shoes in here?
Both sets of the interns. Yeah, because we can't find a better way of traveling around Earth.
I like how their cars, like, the window's been destroyed and it's been tagged with graffiti. And
Yeah.
That's funny.
He takes off his shoes as well.
It's like, no, she didn't go to she went to Asgard. What? Hate that character. Hate that character.
So much. Okay, do you have a least favorite character in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Would it be her? Or is there a worse one?
There's not a character where I think that person is really annoying, except for her. There are pointless characters. There are characters that we'll never see again.
Don't care for.
Yeah. Yeah, but her, I'm just like, ugh. Every time she's on screen.
Like a chalkboard. Scratching a chalkboard. Say it quicker. He's like, I want some scars and scratches on my face, but don't cover up the moneymaker too much.
You can tell that they're trying really hard to be funny in this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just more stupid than anything. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Children crying in the streets.
I'm also happy that after this, I'll never have to watch this movie again.
Yeah. I'm kind of regretting my decision to purchase this one.
I was surprised you had it, honestly.
I'm kind of regretting our decision to do these commentaries because we had to see this one.
Yeah. Let's try to find some positives with this movie. Does it help build the universe at all?
No.
It literally has nothing to do with anything.
The only thing is it showed the ether, which is actually we know now is an infinity stone. So it introduced that, but it's about it.
Honestly, the story in Asgard is pretty much the only other thing.
Yeah, the stuff on Asgard.
It hasn't happened yet in this movie, but...
Right.
The effects are good. See, and I think Malekith could have been a good villain, you know, because, I mean, he looks cool, and I understand his motives, but
it just
didn't
translate.
yeah.
How would you have done this movie differently? Because we've seen the movies beforehand, and we know what happens going forward.
I would have stayed away from Earth. Go to another planet. Have it converge on another planet in the MCU, you know?
Yeah.
It's not interesting.
Like, these larger-than-life characters are just set on England, you know?
Yeah.
Wherever. Or just set on these, like, locations where it doesn't really matter.
You know, I think with this being the sequel, you had the opportunity to introduce a lot of maybe some other different MCU characters, other different Asgardians, stuff like that. I mean, look what they did with Ragnarok. And everybody loves Ragnarok. Why? They stayed away from Earth. You know?
Because we've all seen Earth. We've already had, like, the Avengers.
Yeah. You know, they introduced interesting characters. They had humor in it. It was actually interesting.
Now she's actually finally gotten a chance to speak, and so she's taking the opportunity to, like, sound sophisticated. Oh. Well, this is the coolest thing we've ever seen in London.
Where are the other Avengers at? That's the real question. That's the problem with having these movies set on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, it was fine because it's like a local thing. It's not something that will destroy the universe or the world.
Yeah.
And like Ant-Man, same way.
Yes, but with something like this, it's like, maybe call Iron Man or even Hawkeye. Even, you know.
Oh man, that's going to be a long way.
Yeah, that's going to take a minute to get back.
Oh, it's changing direction again.
Comedy.
Oh, Troy laughed.
That part was funny. Just he's falling. That was pretty good.
The only is getting angry.
And the hammer that has to keep changing direction. That's pretty funny, too. You have permission to engage. Shoot the thing, please. Well, that's no good. I appear to be on some strange planet.
Troy is summoning his inner Loki.
And just imagine just how English pilots are. Like, oh, my plane's been shot down. Mayday and all that. I think I might die. It's a shame.
That guy falls over in the front. Thanks, intern. I like how she was dipping him.
Mm-hmm.
Meow meow. She's all flustered. Even if she wasn't going to Greenwich, like that stop, she'd probably still just stay on the train.
I would.
Right? Start talking to him. Like, oh, dude. What would you ask him?
Thor or Chris Hemsworth?
Thor.
I'd ask him if he could sign my hammer.
Yeah.
And then you drop your drawers.
Probably ask him to sign something.
Yeah, would you mind
Same with
signing?
Chris Hemsworth.
Right? Like, do you mind if I have anything from Asgard? The conversion. That does look kind of cool, though. I have to say, this last hour has picked up significantly. He just jogs off screen.
I bet you he hates walking or running.
In that costume.
No, just because he's used to flying.
This is also very reminiscent of X-Men The Last Stand.
Mm-hmm.
I have, actually. So which planet did he end up on?
All of them.
All the planets. I like how her first thought is to run over to him rather than just stay undercover.
It's like, yeah, he could probably survive that.
Right?
Could he?
No, because he's not Thor. What? Where am I? Earth. Oh, damn it.
Gotta show that those pilots came back.
Right? You can't have Americans die in this movie. Or I guess they weren't Americans.
Mm-mm.
We're all in this together.
This doesn't just affect, this affects Earth, not just one country.
What are those called? Shreddies?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid English food.
Right.
They always give their food the dumbest names.
She didn't get any time with him. Look, they try to make it as English or as proper as possible.
At least not till the next movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she means nothing to me. Because I wouldn't be able to hold it anyways.
Yeah.
It's true.
Is he Odin? We don't know Odin.
He's like, those are the words I wish Father would have said to me. Well, even still, in the next one, it's not like it changes really much of anything.
No,
right?
That's the thing. That ending pretty much meant nothing.
Yeah, because he comes back and just like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? I know it was you.
It's like, oh, hey, where's Father? Oh, he's on Earth. Oh, okay, well, let's go get him. And that's...
Yeah, that really changes. I thought that was going to be like some big shift.
Yeah.
Right? No, it didn't mean anything. Thoughts haven't changed on this movie? I've forgotten how bad it was, though.
It's not that... It's not that it's bad, like badly acted or anything like that. It's just boring. That's the thing. I think that's why people don't like it that much. It's really boring.
Right.
Like the last 15 minutes when they're, constantly getting shipped from place to place, and vehicles are falling from the sky and stuff like that. Stuff was interesting. There was actually some good moments there, but everything leading up to it, the rest of the film was kind of dull.
I agreed. Which is, it's sad to say it because we love like the whole MCU. Mm-hmm. As a whole, it's fantastic. This is just one of those darker spots in it.
So, this is episode 190. Now, for episode 200, I was thinking we might be doing something different.
Yes, yeah.
Because it is episode 200, may want to, mid-credit scene. We're setting up Guardians here.
The Collector.
So it's possible that in episode 200, maybe we might, I'm thinking maybe like, if we give people enough time, maybe an AMA type of thing.
Yeah.
Give people like 10 or so weeks, to actually send us questions. Maybe we'll actually respond.
Maybe we'll get a few of them.
So this is the Reality Stone?
Yes. Yep.
I like how they'd never gone to him before, Like, oh yeah, here, by the way, he exists in our universe. Dun, dun, dun.
Was that Thanos?
Yeah.
It seems like he had kind of a nefarious purpose for collecting them as well, or is that just like his motive is collecting stuff?
I mean, yeah, that is his whole thing, but again, that's something else that just didn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. It's another little plot point that didn't go anywhere.
He's like, aha, I need to collect them.
Because then with Guardians of the Galaxy, he never mentions the Infinity Stones and wanting to get the Infinity Stones and stuff like that. It's just...
Yeah. I'm sure there's quite a few other things. I just can't think of it. The plot points that didn't really go anywhere.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's an end credit scene with Thanos, I think in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, where he says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And like nobody knew where he was. Like he had the gauntlet there. Like the directors of the movie after that, I think it was Infinity War, said, "Yeah, we don't know what that end credit scene was all about. That wasn't our film. We don't know what he was talking about. We don't know where he was." And so it's stuff like that that bring up these little inconsistencies in these movies.
Mm-hmm. That you'd like to think that they knew which direction they were going and had like this big grand plan, but a lot of the times they're...
I think they do for the most part. I think like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But, you get so many different directors doing different movies and going different ways and different directions that sometimes you get those little inconsistencies.
Yeah, but I like how we're able to kind of overlook that because as a whole, it's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like DC,
yeah,
like that was just stupid. Why did they do that?
Well, and with these, it's like those moments are few and far between.
Right.
I mean, they don't happen often.
It's not entire movies.
Yeah. Yeah. But with DC, I mean, they're just a mess over there. And now they're talking about rebooting Batman, but still having it in the canon DCEU. And I'm like,
what?
Okay, whatever. They have several Joker films coming out with different actors playing him. And it's, what are you doing?
I don't even think they know. Well, because like the issue that they're running into is they'll go a direction, but then they don't stick with it. And they're just like, oh, that didn't work. Let's go this direction.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't work. Wonder Woman. Oh, okay, that was fantastic. You know, and then let's go somewhere else. At least with Marvel, they kind of go that direction. This is where we're headed, and you know. Yeah, well, we'll see it through. With Kevin Feige there, I'm sure he, you know, when he gets a director, or you know, I'm sure they have big meetings saying, "This is what this movie's going to set up. This movie's going to set up, and we're all leading to this movie, and we're going to introduce these characters in a couple years, and these characters in a few years, and it's all laid out." It doesn't seem like the directors have really much say. No, they don't. Right? They don't. That's why Edgar Wright left Ant-Man. For that reason. Really? Yeah. Because he didn't feel like he had much of a... Yeah, he wasn't able to direct. Yeah, he wasn't able to do his own thing, really. He had to go in a specific direction. Yeah, but still, I mean, it's that getting to that point, you know, and it worked. I thought it worked out all right, at least the first movie. That would be way difficult. Here's where you start from, and here's your ending. Now, make it all work. Yeah. You know, and you also got to think that there are certain characters that they can't introduce in certain movies. Yeah. You know, even each line of dialogue, you know, you have to think, okay, does this conflict with any other film, you know? Yeah. This person said this in this film, but in this film they said this, and will that have issues later on? And or if you decide to try to like, oh, rather than having this be, you know, in the comic books, this was his like just his good friend, and now we're making it his lover, but then they've already got a direction with that, you know, that they've got somebody else in mind for that. You can't, yeah, make it your own. I'd still take it. I'd still take the opportunity to do it. Yeah, me too. You hear that, Marvel? Yeah. In case you're listening. This is the episode they choose to listen to. Like, let's see how these actually are. I do know a bit of trivia about this end scene here. Is that this was filmed at one point, and then this stuff with Thor right here was filmed much, much, much later. Really? And so the person running out right here is not Natalie Portman. That is Chris Hemsworth's real-life wife. No way, really? Yeah, yeah. Because Natalie Portman wasn't available for it at the time, so... Oh. Or she was like super pregnant or something like that. So, there you go. Huh. Put that another one. Yep, another one in the can. Yeah, so, like I said, for episode 200, we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to do another Marvel film. We might pick them up again. I don't know. Maybe we'll wait till episode 210 or yeah, something like that. So, but yeah, hopefully. See, we're kind of setting up our own MCU. We've got big things in the work here, you know. Now we have to we have 9 episodes to get from here until episode 200. Yep. So there you go. There's Thor: The Dark World. We hope you've enjoyed it more than we have. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well,
Here's where you can find the rest of our episodes. We're at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on cosmicpotato.com. You can also find us on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Just search World War G. You can find us on social media at facebook.com/WorldWarG podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG podcast. You can find our t-shirts and other merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can email us
anytime
at worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. Also, remember, you can call or text the show at any time at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G episode 190. That's been AJ.
That's been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
Stay geeky, my friends. Hope you're still awake after watching that.